let's talk about the hook. I believe the hook is the most important and the most valuable part of a song, because it's such a thing that once it gets into your head, it's hard to get out. Now, I was at an event where there were several songwriters. It was in Hollywood, and I was on one of the panels, and the question came up, what is the difference between a hook and a chorus? And so many people began to stand up and give the answer. Some said it's this, some said it's that, it's this, it looks like that. And so I raised my hand and said, could I answer the question, please? And they said, well, sure, why not? So I said, well, let's just ask a fish. And they go, huh? I said, yeah, you know, once a hook gets in a fish's head, it's hard to get it out. In fact, it's almost entirely impossible to get it out. And that's exactly what you want to do with your hook. You want it to get into someone's head and they won't be able to get it out. So a fisherman and a songwriter need the same thing if he wants success: a good hook. A hook should be short, maybe 4 or 5 words at the most. It should be very melodic, and it should repeat itself over and over again. And then that way, you're going to have a really, really good hook. At the NBA games, professional basketball games, there's one song that they do all the time. It's called "We Will Rock You." It's by Queen. And why do they use that song? Because it is a hook. Let's say that you submit your song to a publishing company. Now, he has a long list of songs to listen to. As he or she begins to listen to all those songs, they're going to find out that there's going to be a lot of choruses and very few hooks. And then when they get to yours is a nice, memorable hook. And they go, wow, this is so refreshing. I was at an event where several people from ASCAP, BMI, the Grammys, producers, you know, who have done really well in the record industry, and people will play their songs for them. And then everything is a chorus until finally there's one that has a nice hook, and they say, yeah, finally, there's a hook. So they're really looking for a good hook. I can recall being at a recording studio. I was invited to a session where a young man was working on writing a hook for a track. So they were playing the track on and on and on and on. And finally the writer says, okay, I got it. And when he played it for the manager said, hey, this is so long. It's like a verse. It doesn't even sound like a hook. And he said, Clay, would you show him how to do that? And I came over and I said, okay, sure. So I listened to the track for a few moments. And then I looked in my cell phone. Like I tell you, write all your good titles in your cell phone. I put in my cell phone. Say, okay, I like one. This one will work with that particular track. And then I began to come up with a melody for that title that'll work with that track. It was short. It was catchy. It was memorable. It had a few words. They loved it. And so they said, hey, we're going to call you back again. So you see, you can have great success writing a hook. Choruses, I love them. I use them. If you want something that's going to grab them, that's going to hold them, that even when the publisher or the producer is on the way home after listening to maybe 50 or 100 songs, the only one they're going to remember, or the only ones they'll remember, are the ones with the short, catchy, memorable hook. Let it be yours.